Hello guys, so welcome to another video of this channel. In this video I'll be reacting to another video of some migrants who are trying to cross into Europe. There are some Nigerian, Syrian, I think there's some from guys from Sri Lanka. So yeah, they were trying to cross into the Polish border, but the Polish shut them out and they slept in the forest, right, in freezing temperatures. And some, I think, they died from those freezing temperatures. Yeah, so we're just going to check this one out quickly. Let's go.
Every day we come into Poland and they send us back.
Wow. This is inhumane, guys. No matter how you see
pushing
it.
migrants back into Belarus.
We don't know how many other deaths, are there in the forest.
We know at least 4 migrants have died. The world simply isn't getting to know what's happening there. We've just heard that a group of men, possibly as many as 10 of them, have managed to get across the border. So they've left Belarus, they're now here in Poland. Apparently they're in the woodland around here. We're going to try and find them. The men we meet thought they were going to die here in the freezing forest.
He's shaking, like he's literally shaking. Yes, his mouth is... This is bad, guys. This is bad.
Kelly and his brother Owen are from Nigeria. They claim they've been pushed back and forth by both Belarusian and Polish border guards for the past 3 weeks.
We are playing us like a football. The Belarus will beat us, push us to Poland. The Poland will catch us, beat us.
As much as I sympathize with especially war refugees like from Syria and other places, these guys, they were brothers, but come on, no, they're not having a problem, especially with war. There's no war in Nigeria, right? As much as I don't agree with the Polish, the way they are treated, but man, you cannot just come into another country seeking for economic opportunities, at least without applying. It's bad. If there is one place where I don't agree with the Polish government, is on Syrian refugees, right? There's war at home and they want them to kind of have paperwork. How do you complete paperwork in terms of war, right? Like you're demanding war refugees to have some sort of a correct paperwork as if they're coming from a stable country. Yeah, these guys, that's why you can ask for paperwork and everything from these guys because they're coming from Nigeria. There's no war in Nigeria. So they're just running away from their country because they're looking for better economic opportunities, right? But from Syrian refugees, guys, that's not how we treat people. But these ones, they deserve it because everybody wants a better life, right? Everybody wants to, find a good job, which at least pays better, right? But you cannot just barge into another people's country, right? They brought it upon themselves, right?
Push us back to Belarus.
These 10 men say they'd flown to Belarus from various countries with the promise they'd be able to travel on to a neighbouring country in the EU.
They threatened us by their gun. There was a time they released a bullet. We're scared. We don't want them to shoot us.
EU countries put economic sanctions on Belarus after a crackdown on political opponents. Now they accuse it of sending migrants their way in retaliation to try to destabilize the region. 21-year-old Magellan from Cameroon explains how the Belarusian forces led them to the Polish border.
They take us at night, around sometimes 8 o'clock, sometimes 9 o'clock, 12 o'clock. They monitor the Polish police across the border. They tell us this way, there's no Polish police. So they will tell us we must cross those wires. So we creep, we crawl under, and then while we go inside, maybe if the Polish police happens to see you.
It's coming from like the Cameroon is like a tropical area, right? It's I know Nigeria is kind of in the tropics, right? It's a rain country which is lots of rain. and you're coming from that kind of environment to a freezing environment, and you sleep outside. Come on now.
They will take you back.
We can see a lot of people here are not in a good state. Apparently,
Because
a
your
doctor's on
body
the
is not
way,
adjusted to
but
those
also
kind of
the border
temperatures.
force are on the way, so it's not clear what's going to happen to these men. EU members Poland, Lithuania and Latvia have each declared a state of emergency along their border in response to a huge rise in the number of attempted crossings from Belarus. We try to reach the area that Poland has sealed off. Aid organisations and journalists are now banned from entering. British journalists?
You can't.
Yeah, this is bad. This is not a way. This is actually bad.
Go into this area.
Well, it was pretty obvious the border official wasn't going to let us into the restricted area. And
Now, one thing to remember is that it's barely it's 8 years when the Polish themselves ran away from their country, when the Nazis were trying to kill them, right? And now they're in a comfortable position. For some people, at least died for them to be in that position. And
4 migrants have died, and the concern is the world simply isn't getting to know what's happening there. This video released by the Belarusian
and this is bad right here. Someone just died because they couldn't find a place to sleep.
authorities claims to show the body of an Iraqi woman on the border. This man is said to be her husband. 3 other migrants died the same day she did. The Polish parliament has voted that migrants can be pushed back over the border, a tactic.
The fact that Poland is still is living near hostile, countries like Russia and Belarus, it's good. People tend to forget history. What you're doing right now is going to bite you in the later in life. You might not be the one who's going to experience it, but surely your grandchildren or children will. Because, for example, who knew that Russia would invade Ukraine? Just a couple of years ago, Ukraine were just enjoying their own country. They were hosting other people. Right? They were the hosts. They were the owners. Right now, they are refugees in other people's countries. That's just to show you that nothing on this earth is permanent, really. Treat people with at least some sort of respect, even though you don't love them, but at least treat them with some sort of respect. Yeah, at least for the future.
Illegal under international law.
For this part, I'm actually disappointed in Poland, really. The government, disappointment.
Zorganizowany, można powiedzieć,
at least they could have at least given them tents, maybe along their own border right there. Something, at least, something which is humane. Not to treat people like this, like animals. That's not the way to treat people.
I my się na pewno nie ugniemy i nie możemy być przedmiotem szantażu.
We're back in the forest. Another young man stumbles
This is
across
awful,
the group.
really. Wow.
Jafar is a 20-year-old from Iraq. He says he hasn't had food or water for 3 days. He's got hypothermia. Activists are trying to find those stranded on the border, feeding and clothing them and helping with asylum claims.
We don't know how many other deaths, are there in the forest. Politicians are talking about politics, but what we can see is just people. It's not politics at all. It's just people that need assistance, people that need medical assistance, people that need international protection to not be returned to the country where they face danger. So here on the ground, it's absolutely not politics. It's just humanitarian crisis that we are dealing with right now.
The fear among charities, human rights groups, is that we're going to be seeing more of this because more people are coming to Belarus, more people are trying to get across the border into Poland, into the European Union. Michael is a father of 3 from Sri Lanka.
I asked to call my wife. No. They
This is
refused to
just
give
bad.
at least 1 single minute call.
He says there was no sympathy from the Polish side.
I pray to God I will make it. I'm a Catholic. Anyway, I made it.
The EU says Belarus has created this crisis. Belarus says Western...
Oh, that's nonsense. The prime minister, I don't know who's that prime minister that said it himself that they don't want the migrants. No?
Politicians are to
Something
blame.
else.
If the Belarusian could send me back to my country, fine. Yeah, I'll be okay.
No, but for this brother, you know, you can't just travel to places. You know, he's not facing danger. But for my brother here, I don't have any. As much as I sympathize with him, I don't agree with someone trying to forcefully cross a border into another country without papers, especially when you're not facing any imminent danger. But for those Syrians and other people who are facing problems, yeah, they are allowed, they have the right to. But my brother here, no. You should have at least done something.
Better I die in my country, but this is my passport. This is my SIM cards. A SIM card, so we have no communication.
The Polish border guards, assisted by armed troops, begin to clear the area.
And so have your border force been pushing migrants back into Belarus?
Talk to our press office, he tells us. Magellan, the 21-year-old from Cameroon, is one of 3 men taken to hospital. The others will be driven to a quarantine facility, but all fear they will be sent back across the border once again.
So what I was surprised in the comment section, like in one of those videos, is that like a lot of people kind of sympathize with Poland, like really sympathize with people who treat other people badly like this. Some people don't get it. Where is humanity? At least to be humane to somebody, we choose race over. For me, I think this thing right here is just planting hate that will continue to be among people. And people are still wondering why there's a lot of hate. These are the kind of things that people see, right? You see your people being treated like this, or people from your country being treated like this, and you're expected to love somebody who's treating you like trash. This West like trash. I thought that Poland was like this, but yeah, that's the world, is what it is. So guys, thank you for watching this video, and until then, see you on the next one.